So I'm in the UK. I arrived here yesterday. As you can see, the weather's actually not that bad. It looks okay, but it's definitely cold outside. On the M6 motorway heading north because today or this evening the team are having the team launch, and the purpose of that is basically to invite special guests and media along and unveil the bike. So up at the moment, no one knows what the bike will look like, the colours, the sponsors, the livery. That's all not yet been revealed. So as we haven't had any track activity, there's not much media material to share and spread. So this is sort of like the beginning of things. Gives the motorcycle industry some pictures of the bike and starts the build of what's to come in the coming weeks. Tonight will also be the first time for me with the whole team. So it's a strange dynamic where I feel like I know everybody, but not necessarily know them like you know people personally, because I've spent so many years in the British Superbike Championship. You end up seeing the same faces every weekend, so you get to know people, but you don't actually know them. They're kind of like, I feel a little bit like Facebook friends. They're people that you see all the time, but they're not always people that you speak to every day. So I know Samai and Clarissa because they're the team owners. Then I know Johnny because he's the team manager, and I've had to speak with him a lot and regularly. Obviously about first signing for the team, and then since then about the build up to the start of the season. Then Ben, my crew chief, is my friend, mate, and he's someone I actually do know properly. We worked together in 17, and his dad, who's a mechanic on my side. And then Callum, I feel like I know him more because of Ben speaks about him all the time. There's Haley, who she's, I think, part of like the PR side of the team and seems to organise a lot. Sorry, Haley, if I haven't described what you do accurately. Obviously, I know my teammate, Lee Jackson, because we've raced against each other. And I feel like it's not because I know him because we're friends and I know him and I have his phone number to talk to about stuff. It's just, I feel like you learn a lot about people when you're racing against them. It's your racing is almost an extension of your personality. If you're a fairly quiet and reserved person, and this is a bit of a generalization, but if you're a quiet and reserved person, you often, that character will come out in the way that you ride. Where if you're very outspoken, confident person, those traits will often be visual in the way that you ride and in your competition. So I feel like I know Lee through racing more than I know him as a person. But I guess tonight I'll spend more time with these people, and we'll become more acquainted, but because of proper personal interaction as opposed to just being in the paddock. So the main focus of this evening is the unveiling of the bike. I've seen some computer generated images of what it should look like, but this will be, for me, the first time I've seen it in real life. So we'll all see it together. Looks like it's all done.
Yeah.
No more parts.
Timed it well.
So I'm here just ahead of the crowd. Behind me is the bikes ready for the unveiling. So once we've got all the guests here and media, I'm sure we'll be taken up on stage to reveal the new livery of the bikes.
I'm hoping you're looking forward to seeing them. We've obviously got the all-new livery on the bikes, and it will be great to see what they look like. I know some of you have been trying to sneak under the covering here. We had to sort of escort you away from the bikes, but it will all be revealed very, very shortly.
Firstly, before we move on to testing, I'd like everyone to raise a glass to the amount of work that's gone in this past week for the small group that we've got at the workshop. Without those guys and girls there, none of this would have happened. You know, it's been a real tough week, but we've managed to pull it through. So, and I want to raise a glass to them and a little round of applause, I think. So this year, obviously, we're building everything from the ground up. It's going to be a new bike for us to learn as a team. Our plan is we're heading out to Spain for just under 2 weeks, doing some private tests onto the BSB tests, and then moving on to the UK tests and finishing off there before the first round.
So the second person we know this is really in the hot seat. Josh Brookes, would you like to come and join me up here on the stage? Josh, good to see you. How are you? I know you've had a bit of a rapid trip back from Australia for this event tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing well. We've just got back into the UK yesterday, so yeah, feeling good. We left Australia in 37 degrees and arrived here, but fortunately the last 2 days has been pleasantly sunny, so no, I don't feel too bad.
It's been freezing. I had to scrape my car yesterday morning.
Well, I didn't say what the temperature was, but it was cold, but sun certainly keeps you a little bit more motivated than the grey clouds.
So Josh, I want to talk to you about your career, and it's well documented that you have said that you haven't always put yourself in the best position throughout your career to get what you need to achieve to get the best out of yourself. You're now here with DAO Racing. What was it about this team that made you want to be part of it?
It's the commitment that I've seen that they have towards the racing, and I feel like it may come as a bit of a surprise, but I feel like sometimes the teams that I've ridden for before haven't got the same energy that I have for what I'm trying to do. I feel like I've dedicated my whole life to racing, and you know, everything that I do is always with the mindset of going racing and doing the best I can. And you know, there's been moments where I didn't feel like that energy was matched by the team, but if anything, if this pre-season is anything to go by, then the team not only matches my energy, but even you know, raises their level higher, because I speak to Ben most days. If it's not a conversation, it's in a text message, and yeah, the amount of work that him and the team have put in through this last couple of months has been quite impressive.
If I could just take you back to what you've been doing on the off-season. I know you've been back in Australia and you are quite familiar with the Honda motorcycle yourself. I know that you have been racing in a night series out there just to keep doing what you're doing. Explain to us why you do that.
Yeah, well, obviously during the off season, it's winter over here in the UK, but I fortunately got the luxury of going back to Australia, and you know, I feel like it's important to stay, you know, fit and focused, and you know, you can only wrestle crocodiles and herd kangaroos so much, you know, so I feel like, you know, staying racing throughout the off season is really the best method for being ready for the season to come. So the last few years I've raced in a club series. It's just you know, a low level series compared with, you know, the likes of British Superbikes, but it's just an opportunity to keep racing during the off season. And to do that, I had to get on a Honda, and unfortunately at the moment in Australia there isn't any Honda racing activity.
It's a shame, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a shame, because my career started in Australia, and you know, I raced for 5 years under Honda Australia, you know, their official racing team. So to go back there this off season and see that there was no racing and no team to step into it's a bit of a shame. So hopefully some of the work I've done during this off season with the bikers, hopefully, you know, planted a seed that they can you know, get back into racing and get supporting racing again. But either way, for me to continue racing during the off season, I had to prepare a bike myself. So collaborating with DAO Racing and other part suppliers and help, I was able to, you know, race throughout the off season, and not only race and learn the bike, but understand the bike on a more technical level, which I'm quite happy and comfortable on the technical side, but being sort of submerged in it as deeply as I was, I think it's definitely a benefit for the year ahead. The last time I raced Honda was it was 2010, so 15 years ago was the last time I was on a Honda. So a lot's changed technically with the machines in that period, but I think that character of Honda to build a versatile, balanced machine still stands with the product. It displayed and highlighted the capabilities of the bike, and yeah, I felt proud of what I was able to do, but the main focus was getting prepared for this season to come.
A lot of talented riders like yourself, you've won the championship twice, so you know how to win. What does it take to win?
It takes everything from what I can bring, but it takes a good, reliable package, and it takes a committed team. So I feel like between what I've just been saying and what Lee said, and what you can see already yourselves, that all of the components that we need are there. The commitment from the team's there, and Lee and I are top level riders.
Looking at the lineup this year in British Superbikes, who do you think the main competitions are going to be?
Well, I think firstly, Lee is a great signing for the team. He's ridden different brands over the last couple of years, and always been one of those consistent front runners. And I think that's valuable for the team, but it's also becomes valuable for me. So if I'm having an off day and things aren't going well, and Lee's performing well, then you need to look at yourself. But if Lee's having a bad day, then that maybe it's a combination of things that's affecting us both. So having that teammate that's quite consistent like Lee is, I think is important. But I think it's also going to be a hard person to beat, especially with us having been both on the same equipment. But I think again, like I said, logically you've got to look at the results from last year, and Kyle is going to be on the Yamaha again in the same team, so he'll certainly be strong. Tommy pushed him exceptionally well all the way to the end on a Honda, and he's staying in the same team on the same equipment. So I imagine those two are probably going to be the obvious title contenders. But I mean, British Superbikes has been renowned for being one of the best motorcycle championships to watch because of the close competition. So for me, or anyone else to stand up here and try and guess which rider, I think we've got better chance of picking the lotto numbers. Yeah, definitely. I'm getting more excited as the dates come closer. I try not to get too fixed on any particular emotion or date or moment. Just try and work through each day the best I can. But now that we're in a position where we're having events like this and we're getting closer to the start of the season, that sort of motivation and emotional sort of like drive is getting sharper and coming to the forefront. So yeah, I'm really starting to build some momentum for the start of the season now.
Ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that a great conversation with Josh tonight?
Thank you.
Now it is Johnny, 8 o'clock on the dot, near enough. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Ready?
Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I don't want to open my eyes.
There we go. What do you think? Wonderful. So I understand you haven't seen the bike tonight, so I want you to tell me, what do you think?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Put the bikes and everything together for tonight, and as well as obviously planning for the future, it doesn't stop. How proud are you right now?
Yeah, obviously excited to finally reveal the bikes and all the hard work that's gone in. You can buy lots of fancy parts, but it's all the little details, like Josh says, that make a superbike, and we're pretty proud of what we've produced for you all tonight.
How do you think the season's going to go?
Yeah, high hopes. We've got two brilliant riders on board. The owners have put in more than ever. Like I say, we've built from the ground up. There's a lot of stuff that's new. So we're just looking forward to really getting going, getting started, and hitting the track for the first time.
What are going to be the major challenges?
Keeping salt out the bar that's a pretty big challenge in itself. I think Josh has reiterated that BSB is it's as a national championship. It's so competitive. So I don't think anybody in the class can be underestimated. So it's just go out there, do our own thing, focus on what we've got to do, stick to our structured plan, and hopefully it'll all come together.
Johnny, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation to the DAO racing team for the Christian way for the season ahead. The party atmosphere that's here tonight.
I think the bike is well matched to the effort that's gone in. I think you know, from a distance it looks great, but I think there's so much detail in it, and I think it matches the detail that the team have gone to get these bikes up here now. So yeah, obviously it goes without saying, I'm excited to next get riding it.
Yeah.